welcome to Cusco.
Cusco, Peru.
We made it here from Bolivia. We're going to do a video around Cusco, and also we're doing the 4-day, 3-night Inca Trail. So we'll feature that in this vlog as well. But it's Sunday morning, the sun is shining, and if you've watched any other of our vlogs, you'll see that we seem to find brass bands and marching everywhere we go. And today is no exception. There are bands here and there is a march, so we're going to stay and watch a little bit of it, and then we're going on a free walking tour around Cusco. So a great start, I think, to our next adventure in Peru.
It is. South America, I've never seen so many guns in my life, but thankfully they're all in the hands of the military, which is a good relief. But yeah, as we walked down to the square there was swords, there was guns and whatever else. Yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful once again, isn't it?
Yeah, wonderful. Looking forward to exploring it.
So the large tree that you can see in front of you there is the quinine tree. And for those of you that drink a lot of gin and tonic will know that's what you make tonic from. It's also the national tree of Peru. So Peru gave us gin and tonics. So here we have guinea pig. Yep, you heard it. We've ordered guinea pig. I got to say, I didn't know how to order it because we've come to this this food fair where there's lots and lots and lots of different things that you can try. But my friend across here with the yellow t-shirt on with his family, he came and said, well, I asked him and he's taken me to the stall. We've ordered it. It's come. In the meantime, he's pouring lots and lots and lots of shots of this alcohol drink that
Cheers.
We've had a couple of them so far and they're very, very good. It's just straight alcohol with fruits. So here we go. Are you going to go first or me?
So Stuart, what are you eating now?
I'm eating an ice cream with hundreds of thousands and a syrup on it as well. And I think for two of them, it's just cost us 30p, 40p. It's crazy.
Is it fair to say that so far in Peru they just have such a variety of food that you could eat all day?
The street food in Peru is phenomenal. I could literally go from stall to stall to stall and be the size of a house by the end of the day. I really could be. There is just so many things to eat. There really are. We've just been in the indoor market. You can get a 3-course set meal in the indoor market for £1.20. It's just phenomenal. It really is. The thing is, we're trying to save ourselves for dinner tonight because we want to go and get something really nice in a restaurant as well.
Welcome to San Pedro Market. Originally was in the San Plaza Square, but then got moved and rebuilt over here. It was actually designed by the guy who designed the Eiffel Tower. So open every single day, 6 o'clock in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, and sells a variety of products, being food and also local.
Acá en el Cusco, los ricos y los buenos, mucha vitamina, muy delicioso. Les invito a que vengan.
Ok, delicioso.
Oh, muy bien. Muy bien. Delicious.
Let's have a beer.
From the start of the Inca Trail. We are doing a 4-day Inca Trail with 3 nights camping up in the mountains. So we actually started at 4:30 this morning.
Yep.
Got picked up, went to Ollantaytambo, near enough, for breakfast, and the guys are now just getting the packs ready. We're carrying our day packs and heading up for a day's trekking. So follow us on our journey. We'll give you some tips as we go along, and I'm sure at the end we'll have some things that we didn't know at the beginning that you might want to know
Before you start.
before you start. So.
Coming really quickly, like this white, how do you say, resina? Resin. Yeah. That you can be used, like for example, when you have like, how do you say?
Bug bite? No.
In your tips.
Toothache.
Infection or anything. Yes.
Oh,
you
a
can
toothache,
put it.
okay.
Neutralize. Yeah, that one. Can you see?
Yeah.
But also in the world of medicine, you can get supposed ranitidina for acid problems. Yeah, pills for acid. Yeah, and in our world, in our communities, we also take a lot of leaves and put it as a bed, as a mattress, to put on potato or any plants, because it's really strong smelling and makes like parasites gone. Yeah. Normally.
So this is pretty much about the first of the Inca ruins that we've just come across. Having walked a long way uphill, that's an amazing view. It really is. Here we are. Lunch on day 1. There's the chefs. Hola.
Hola amigo, ¿cómo estás?
And that's us arrived at lunch, day 1. We've got some water to wash, and all the porters have carried all this up. We've been going a good few hours. They've blasted it past us, they really have done. So yeah, this is where we'll stay and have some lunch.
There is some tortillas for the ones gonna be involved the meat with potato and salad.
Should we start serving?
Yeah. And we had also spicy here. The ones love spicy.
So we're just approaching a rest stop just after lunch on day 1. I will tell you that was hard. That was really hard. And it's stiflingly hot. It must be late 20s, early 30s. And we're coming in to have a bit of a break where the horse and the donkeys have their break as well. And the chickens as well, by the look of things. At least it's in the shade. It's way too hot out there. It really is. I'm huffing and puffing, but I'm filming Louise and the guide about 3/4 of the way through day 1. And here we are arriving at the campsite on night 1. The porters have already got here first and they've set everything up. So let's go and have a look at this accommodation. Yeah, and I'll admit, I'm knackered. Gracias, señor. Gracias. And here we are. All of this has been carried by our porters. Our kit's here. Let's have a look at what we got.
We've got our tent, we've got our inside bags, and we've got our sleeping bags.
And we've got Alvarado, our guide, who is going to subscribe on YouTube.
Be guapo.
Yeah, thinks he's some kind of Hollywood actor. Look at him, look. You wouldn't think he's just walked all that way. Let's have a look inside, babe. What's in there? Not much. There's our tent. This is the bed for the night.
So we've survived day 1 of the Inca Trail, just about. I think we've done 14 kilometres.
Most of that was uphill.
And most of that was uphill, even though our guide told us that it was up and down. There was some down, I guess. But then we came back to camp and we all stood around in a circle and we met all the porters and we met the 2 chefs in their chef whites with their hats on. And we learned a little bit of Quechua and we introduced ourselves and said where
in Quechua,
and also said where we came from, and then we went round the circle and shook everybody's hand and they shook ours and we had a little greeting together
in Quechua
to make us feel very much like a family, because these guys are looking out for us and looking after us. So then we've come back to the tent. So just so you know, so end of day 1, come back to the tent. They've poured us a bowl of hot water, which is lovely, so that we can have a wash and look after our little feet. And then we will go up at 6, go and get some hot drinks, and then dinner will be served at 6:30. And we are in our lovely tent with our airbags, sleeping bags. And
it's really comfortable, isn't it?
It's really comfortable. And we are in the middle of the mountains.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally, there is.
So day 1 has been great and really looking forward. Hard, but fun.
Can I just say as well, I don't think Louise knew I was going to do this, but she's literally like the fastest person here. It's either that or she fancies Alvarado, our guide, because she's never more than literally 2 foot off his backside as we're going up the mountain. So yeah, it's been great fun, but probably so far one of the hardest things I've ever done. And tomorrow
we might not be smiling at the end of tomorrow, but we will definitely be filming and let you know how we get on.
There'd be none of this.
No. Good morning, it's day 2, it's 6 o'clock and we're ready to leave. Camp was behind us, it's now gone. We've had our breakfast. Apparently day 2 is the worst possible day out of the 4 days. Lots of going up, lots of going down, and Stuart's not feeling particularly well today, so this could be a very interesting day. So see you in 12 hours.
Yeah, got a very poorly tummy, don't know where it's come from. Yeah, it's going to be a tough day today. Really tough. First break of the day, and I am absolutely knackered. I'm hot, I'm knackered,
But look here.
and these lot think it's funny.
We think you're doing great.
How was that, Mrs. G?
Tiring, Stuart, tiring.
Yeah.
Fabio want to do some push-ups for the video.
Yeah, Fabio can do some push-ups.
I will do later.
Maybe I could do this twice over. Well, that's about 3/4 of the way up Dead Woman's Pass, and Louise is miles ahead. She's probably at the top already. She's doing so good. As for me, this stomach complaint, it's just getting worse. It really is. I don't know if I've eaten something, but it's like someone's like kind of stabbing me in the stomach all the time. I think it's fair to say if someone landed a helicopter next to me now and said you can get off this mountain for 10 grand, I think I'd take it. Right, that's Dead Woman's Pass done. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Louise got up here at least 20 minutes or so ahead of me. I feel like crap. It's just so hard. It really is. If you're thinking about doing the Inca Trail, think again. It is tough. There's no doubt about it. If I just turn the camera around, you can see Louise and the rest of the team over there. And we've climbed that high. Absolutely incredible.
So
We're back together.
we're back together. Very worried about my husband that he didn't want me to stay and wait with him, so I carried on. Delighted to say that I was the first woman out of our group to get here, and I was the second woman out of about, how many people?
Loads.
70?
Yeah.
70 people. So that just shows you can do it. So, yeah, do
What the
it.
motivational one, because literally in the last part of the video is me saying don't do this thing, whatever you do, because it's the hardest thing in the world ever. But you're loving it.
You got to do it. Got to do it. If you can do it, I know we're fortunate enough to be able to do it, but if you can do it, then do it. It's worth it.
It's hard work though, isn't it?
It is. I know. Relief.
So we've begun the descent from Dead Woman's Pass, and because we're going downhill, I've managed to keep up with my wife, which
Who's still the second?
yeah, she's still in second place in the group. She was second place getting up there.
Not that it's a competition.
Not a competition, but our guide Abelardo said to me when I was really struggling, he said, your wife is a machine. And he said, I'm so impressed with her.
Aww,
So-
thanks, Abelardo.
So yeah, this is the downhill. So bearing in mind, when we were on the other side of Dead Woman's Pass, we were coming up and we were in the bright sunshine. As soon as we crossed over the summit, the other side of the mountain, totally and utterly shrouded in cloud, although the further we go down, the more it's clearing. So the first 20 minutes or so we were walking down the cloud, and now we're just starting to break out of it and heading down to our lunch stop on day 2. How's a poncho?
Bloody irritated. So still our second day.
A long day.
A long day. We're still walking, but we've come across these ruins with lots of Inca houses. There'll be like a rainbow shape, not necessarily temple, but places where people went to worship or do rituals. And then when we show you, you can see that the Incas actually built their houses into the existing rocks that were already here. And then from here, this was just an added bonus, really. This was just like, if you'd like to just go and have a look, why not? So we thought, since we're here, why not? Because after this, we have the great pleasure of walking over there.
Which is where the campsite is. I think you can see that.
So we've still got to get over there, which is probably at least another hour.
This now is the Amazon rainforest. Or the Amazon rainforest or the Amazon forest?
No, Amazon rainforest.
It is, yeah.
You're right.
So you can see there's lots and lots and lots of ruins. It goes on for, well, I mean, we've walked quite a distance into it from up there. The mountain that you can see up there in the distance is the one that we've just climbed over to come down into this valley. We've had 2 peaks today, haven't we?
Yeah.
And they've both been bloody difficult. And here we are, arriving into campsite on night number 2. There's ours. What a beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. Gracias. Gracias.
So we did make it.
We did.
End of day 2, definitely a very challenging day, but we did it. We've now arrived in camp, and we're about to have our usual sit down, nice cup of tea, and then have our dinner prepared by all these guys, the food has been amazing, hasn't it?
Phenomenal.
Really and truly. The whole experience so far, although it's been hard,
Hardest thing I've ever done.
it's definitely been fabulous. So let's show you around the campsite and a few friends that we've got.
Get ready for sunset.
And get ready for sunset.
We've
Yeah,
been told we're going to have sunset on the rock over there, so looking forward to that.
can't wait.
There's our llama friends that have just come along and made themselves at home. You can see some of the old ruins up on the old Inca ruins up on the hillside there. The cloud just keeps on moving. You know, 1 minute it's like clear blue sky, the next minute it's cloudy as anything, but it's not cold, is it?
No, not cold.
So yeah. And there's our tent over there, that one there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Day 3. Please excuse the hair. No shower now for 3 days, just washes. But we're about to set on our morning walk, so 6:15, ready to start. It's a half day today, so that'll be quite nice. When they say half day, though, we're not quite sure what time it finishes, are we?
No, but it's still 10k.
Yeah, it's still 10k, it's still up and down, and it's 1,000 metres downhill, which is quite a lot.
It is. I think it said at some points it's going to be very, very steep.
Yeah, with a cliff.
With cliffs, on the edge of a cliff for
and
about a
walking
kilometre.
pairs. So
Yeah, he's a little bit more serious about today, wasn't he?
yeah, he was a little bit more serious about today. So we'll show you, and you can follow us on the real journey of the Inca Trail.
Yes. Should we just show everyone getting ready? Here they all are. There's the team. Fantastic team. Really really working well together, aren't we?
Yeah,
and
it's
today,
brill.
and today we've got to do a lot more working together because of these cliffs, is what we've been told. So
Yeah.
we're looking forward to it now. So we really have moved in to the rainforest. We started a few days ago in a valley which was pretty much a desert, difficult to grow things, cactus and everywhere, and now everywhere we look it's just full of green vegetation, because having crossed those 2 mountains we're now on the side of the Andes that gets all the rain. So Fabio from our group has decided he wants to be a porter, so they're swapping backpacks for a little while. Oh, there he goes.
Good lad. slowing down.
Yeah, let's see Fabio get to the top first now.
Look at this drop. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
long way down there. You don't want to go that way. Just trying to, you won't get the perspective on the camera, but show you just how steep this is. You won't get it. Might just about halfway. There's some people starring. There they are. Now we come through to some caves, and we're going to make our way through, hopefully without falling over. This is tricky. This is really tricky. Although I'll probably think you're not going to see anything in a minute.
You guys never know iron. So what we don't iron. But in another
There we go. So these caves were actually cut by the Incas so that the Inca Trail could continue, because this part of the mountain wasn't possible to get around. So yeah, incredible that they've done that. So I'll turn the camera back on because this is really steep. But watch this guy who's just about to come past me now. He's carrying about 25 kg, maybe 30 kg on his back, and it's like they're not carrying anything. I mean, you couldn't run down here at the speed they're running down with no backpacks on, let alone doing it with backpacks on. There's Louise going downhill. You can just see how we are still above the clouds, but the clouds are kind of separated from each other, and a really good view of the kind of rainforest as we head down towards our lunch stop on day 3. You know, going back into the clouds again, and it's got very steep again. I really don't think this really will ever come out on camera to show you the steepness of this path. That's been both up and also down, but yeah, this place looks quite mystical. But Louise is making it look easy peasy down there. Just look at this rainforest. It is absolutely amazing. It really is. Right up in the clouds. Here comes a porter who'll sprint past us in no time. Hola, señor.
Hola, amigo.
And the next one. And that's where we're going. Even the porters have had to slow down for this bit, it's so steep. It really is. We've turned the corner and arrived at another cave. Here comes one of the porters for one of the other companies, and we'll film going through this cave. I know I always sound out of breath, and I'll sound out of breath for pretty much most of this video, but the altitude up here is still incredibly high, and oxygen is a rare commodity, isn't it, Louise?
Yeah, it is.
Let's go.
After you.
Hang on, one of our guys is coming. Hola, amigo. One of our good guys. Let's go. Wow. Dark. Steep. Damp. Whew. We've just dropped down out of the clouds, so we were up there. This is the first we've really had a good chance to see the valley, and yeah, around the corner around that side there we've got a view of Agua Calientes, which is where we'll finish tomorrow after we've done Machu Picchu. But in the meantime we're off to a place called Intipata, where we're going to have a look around some more ruins that are supposed to be very big, and then from there we're off to our lunch spot, Most of our porters have run past us. We're still near the front of our group. Well, in actual fact, we're second and third.
Yeah.
But there's no surprise with Louise the machine.
Thanks.
So let's go and find Inti Pata. It's 10:30 in the morning and we have arrived at Inti Pata, which is a huge series of terraces that were built by the Incas in order to produce food for Machu Picchu. The views are just unbelievable. As I say, you will have seen a few moments ago, we're up in those clouds. That's where we've been for pretty much most of the day. That's where we woke up this morning. We were right up at the very, very top. By the time we finish today for lunch, because we finish at lunchtime today, we don't do any more walking after lunch, we would have descended by 1,000 meters, so a whole straight 1,000 meters down. So it's a big drop for today, but in the meantime these views are phenomenal. I'm just looking across there and I can see a track that's going across the side of that mountain there, and I'm kind of thinking at some point in time we're going to be on that. In actual fact, looking down from here, I think that building that's straight down there in front of us, I think that's where we'll be having lunch. And looking down there again, I've just remembered, because I can see from here the tents are up already. So the porters that when we left this morning were taking everything down and we left for our trek, they ran ahead of us and they've already got the tents up, they've already got the dining things sorted. That's where we're sleeping tonight, and then we leave there tomorrow morning. Very early in the morning we'll be leaving there and we're making our final approach into Machu Picchu. What's the word we use to describe that, Louise?
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's not even Machu Picchu, so
that
wow.
is just wow. We were just up there a minute ago. Everybody's going wow. We're all going to arrive together, I think. Abelardo's going to make us all walk in together. Here we go. And the customary round of applause.
Pigeon, I don't know. Ceviche! Mushroom ceviche. Rice.
whoa,
Treks. Experience.
No, we're never going to get through all this.
Oh,
This is
wow.
amazing.
What? Okay, I thought there was even more.
Wow. Okay, that was rough.
Your
My
knives
knife?
are right.
Okay.
Let me change one.
It's okay, I can just...
Sure?
Yeah, I don't mind.
You don't want.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So we have just finished that amazing lunch, and what, 5-minute walk from the campsite? We're at Wiñay Wayna. I mean, that's how you say it. And it is just unbelievable. You walk down this path and it just suddenly appears, and yeah, it's incredible that this has been built where it has been built. This place is just unbelievable. You cannot get the sheer scale of it. It's absolutely ginormous. It really is. There's everybody up there. Fabio's on his way down. And Louise has gone missing. No, night 3, final dinner, and well,
Is there another plate?
there is
I think
just
we're... Oh no. Yeah,
so
sorry,
much
I gave you
food.
2. I thought there was just one.
So much food.
Oh, I'm full.
And pizza. We don't know how they make pizza. There's no oven.
It's the first time.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza. Yeah. I think you have.
You have to take a picture.
Coming here to take a photo together.
That is amazing. What do you want me to do?
Move in there just for our photo, please.
Good morning, day 4. We had a wake-up call at 3 o'clock this morning. No idea what we look like, because obviously we haven't been able to see in the dark. We're now sitting waiting with everybody else for the Machu Picchu passport control to open at 5:30, but you need to get down here early and queue basically, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, there's probably about, 100 people in the queue?
Yeah, 100 people on this side. There's 10 circuits, I think he said last night, to Machu Picchu. So obviously if you're coming up on the train just direct to Machu Picchu, not sure that you'd have to do this. But anyway, we've still got to get through that bit, and we've still got a 2.5 hour hike, I think, anyway, before we even get to Machu Picchu.
From where we are to Machu Picchu, yeah.
Yeah, so see you on the other side.
In the daylight on the next bit.
In the daylight.
So, the gates opened. This is not where they check passports. This is just where they check groups. So, the gates opened, and within 10 seconds we were through the gates, and now we've got a substantial walk of about an hour. Sun's just beginning to come up, it's just beginning to get light. Obviously it was pitch black earlier on, and we've got about an hour's walk to Machu Picchu. Before we get there, we've got to go up what's called the Gringo Killer, and we'll see how much of a killer that is when we get there.
Enormous scale.
How is it this morning?
It's great!
So, we think we've arrived at the famous Gringo Killers. I haven't seen them yet, but yeah, just looking around the corner. Go girls,
Come on.
let's do this.
I'm gonna kill the Gringo Killer. We got this.
You're never going to get the perspective on the camera, but let's...
I was thinking you probably got a really good butt shot there, Stu.
Oh, sorry. We can always edit out.
Wow.
These are steep.
Yeah, you have to just look straight down, don't you?
I really don't think you can get the perspective of what that was like, but that was tough work. It really was. But from here you can almost smell Machu Picchu, and at the moment we think we're just about to enter the Sun Gate, which is the entrance to Machu Picchu from the Inca Trail. And there, and there it is.
Does that mean we can go?
So, I'm not filming because people are taking their clothes off. I'm just saying that we're having a break and that's what people are doing. No, I'm actually filming because it's a really good view. This way, not that way. As you can see, the main photo terrace is already filled up. It's 7:15 in the morning. That started filling from around about 6 o'clock this morning when the main gates will have opened. For those people that come up by the train and by bus, they just get straight there for 6 o'clock. There's no way that if you are on the trail, there's no way you could ever be the first person there, because the gates that we were waiting for earlier on, the checkpoint, the gate there doesn't open until 6:30. And the fastest person to get there is actually Fabio from our group. He got to the Sun Gate at 6 o'clock, which, as you could see from the previous footage, was quite some distance away. So you couldn't get, and then he literally ran all the way from the checkpoint to the Sun Gate. There's no physical way anyone can get there before the tourists that come by train and bus. But you know what? It's actually really good to see it from this angle. They don't get to see Machu Picchu from up here. If you come up on the bus, you come up on the train, you don't get to come up this track that we're coming down now. So yeah, it's been a delight to come and see it from this angle. Finally made it to what most people would see as being the Machu Picchu site, and almost immediately you're kind of greeted with people in amazingly fresh clothes, look like they're freshly showered and cleaned and whatever else, which obviously we are not and haven't. So yeah, in the meantime, the people at Treks Experience, who we've done this trek with, have issued everybody with coordinating t-shirts, and we're going to go and have a group photo of us at the finish line.
Coming.
Welcome to Machu Picchu!
There it is.
This thing is gonna be cool.
I had a better to this. Let me just show you.
Here?
One, no here, no in Machu Picchu. First time in Machu Picchu. It was long time ago. It was. And also, Emma, just for you can have another wow. Used to long time ago, people come and pass under this passage.
Oh, cool. Does that connect with the other one?
So, 4 days of trekking, 40 kilometres, up to 4,000 feet. I don't know
4,000 metres?
4,000 metres. I don't know how many steps. On average, we've burned at least 2,500 calories a day. And we're now at Machu Picchu. It is magical. It is what everybody says it is, I think. We've got a beautiful, glorious, sunshiny day. I think if you are coming here, just be mindful of the tickets that you get. There are lots of different circuits. Some places allow you access, some places don't. I would be careful with the tour operators that you use as well. But we're going to put some top tips at the end of this video. But for now, Stuart, was it worth it?
Definitely.
And for me, absolutely. And to think I've done it 1 year with a brand new knee, I'm feeling quite pleased.
Louise the Machine. That's all the tour guide kept calling you. Louise the Machine.
But we'll zoom round, have one last look at it before we go down a level.
Sometimes selfies are better.
I've been wanting to do the Inca Trek for 15 years. There's not that many things in my life that I've wanted to do for this long. And there's not that many things that I've ever done in my life that have lived up to these expectations as this last 4 days have. This has been one of the most beautiful experiences of my entire life. Like, just everything about it, every moment, every view, every time I had to shit in a horrible toilet. I don't care. Everything about it has been so perfect because I've been able to share it with all of you, and especially Abelardo. Like, it wouldn't have been what it was without you. I think you really helped us bond with each other, and that's the biggest gift I think that anyone could ever give. And you helped us bond with this beautiful and spiritual place, and we just appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Saludos, chulpe.
So we've finished, we've had lunch, we've had a few drinks, we've had a few shots, and it's time to head back towards the train. Unfortunately, Abelardo, our guide, isn't able to take this train with us. It's a bit of a weird custom with the company. It's just going to be the trekkers on the train.
Trekkers on the train, but we did
I can hear a train coming.
Really? Hold on.
I thought I heard it. Oh, is it up there? It might be up there. Because the train actually does come right down, as you can see, the train tracks here. It does come right down this. One, two, three, go!
We hope you enjoyed the video, and as promised, here are our top 10 tips. So, firstly, booking with a reputable company is really, really important. We went with Treks Experience. They were fabulous. There are lots of companies out there. The bookings for 2025 are actually out now, so you do need to book a year in advance. However, in saying that, we didn't. We booked about a couple of weeks before. In order to do that, we were very lucky. What I would say is that top tip, keep going back to TripAdvisor to look for the companies because people do cancel. We definitely got some cancellations, and there was somebody else on our trip who also did. So don't be despondent if you don't get it straight away, if you can't book that far in advance. Tip 2.
Money. Make sure you take lots of small denominations of the local currency with you. The reason for that being is there's plenty of places to go to the toilet, and there's plenty of places to pick up supplies en route, but they're always going to want 1, 2, 3 or 4 to go to the toilet. So make sure you've always got small denominations. Don't do what we did and turn up with a big note to break on the first day. It can be quite difficult.
Tip 3. The toilet facilities are very basic, to say the least, and as you saw, there are no shower facilities, although in saying that, on day 3 there was a shower. It was dirty, cold, and the water didn't really run out very well. So
I think you came out dirtier than when you went in.
I actually didn't even try it.
I didn't either.
So what I would say is definitely take with you some baby wipes so that you can use those, and they do get you do get provided with water to wash, but baby wipes are a good idea. And definitely when you're on the trek, in your hand pack, get something like sanitizer gel and wet wipe so that you can clean your hands afterwards. The guys will carry a first aid pack, but I also carried one with us as well, just a very small one with basics like blister packs, plasters, diarrhea tablets, paracetamol, etc. But sanitizer gel is a definite must.
Tip number 4. I would say keep your head torch in your day pack. And also, another good little tip about this, if you've got a head torch that easily switches on, or there's a button on there that can be pressed on accidentally, take one of the batteries out of it and just store it alongside the head torch. It gets dark really, really quickly, and if you are running behind, thankfully we didn't, but we did see some groups coming in towards the end of the day, and it was dark, and some of them didn't have head torches with them because they had them in their overnight packs. So carry them with you and take a battery out just to make sure they don't switch on accidentally.
Next tip, clothes. They will instruct you as to what to take. Follow that instruction. Keep your backpack relatively concise because you have got to carry it for the whole day, which can be up to 10 to 12 hours. But you do definitely need in there something warm. You need your waterproof without a doubt. And as I've said, definitely carry a first aid kit. spare plastic bags as well in case things get wet or things get smelly. And really important of an evening, after you've done 10 hours of walking, your feet will be aching, so take something just like a pair of flip-flops with you, and then once you've soaked your feet in the lovely water that they bring you, you've got something lovely, soft and clean to put on.
Good. Tip number 6, poles. Walking poles. Louise uses walking poles. She has her own pair. We took them along. They're a fantastic brand new set of walking poles. Unfortunately, they don't have rubber caps on the end. So just to let you know, if you are taking your own poles, you will need to buy a set of rubber caps. Don't worry about it, because when you first arrive in the car park on day 1, there'll be a little old lady. She'll come up and she'll sell you a set of rubber caps for about £2. No more than that. But make sure you push them on really tightly, because we lost one within the first couple of hours. They do have wardens in the national park that do check for things like that. For the simple reason they don't want the metal tips from damaging the Inca stone that you're walking on.
Tip 7. You will get lots of snacks from your guide in the mornings before you start the walk. However, what I would say is nothing beats something sweet and sugary in the afternoon at about 3 o'clock, when your sugar levels are just starting to drop a little bit. So before you leave, pop into one of the local shops and just get some sweet, sugary, the most sugary sweets that you can possibly think of. Or if you want to be more prepared, then you could bring with you some dextrose energy gel, Lucozade type sweets. But definitely those sweets kept a lot of people going.
They did. They were good team builders as well.
Yeah.
When you're handing around the sweets, a bag of Haribos and whatever else goes a long way to building really good team morale. Tip number 8, as far as supplies are concerned, water supplies, you will get given water every single day. They boil water. I found, I know it sounds really strange, I found the boiled water quite dry, very dry in my mouth. But if you are looking for mineral water and whatever else, day 1 and 2, there are plenty of people along the route setting up little stalls, and they'll be selling you water from farmhouses, from wherever. By lunchtime on day 2, I say lunchtime, before lunchtime on day 2, you'll get to the final store. There'll be nothing else thereafter. So yeah, pick up some stuff along the way if you want to, but once you get past the first couple of hours on day 2, there's nothing else thereafter.
Tip 9, train. No matter how easy you think this might be, or how difficult you think this might be, you definitely need to train. There were people there that were half our age, and they were struggling. There were people in other groups that came in 2 hours after we'd got back, and although our guide said that we were quite a quick group, I think don't underestimate how difficult it is and it can be. So yeah, if you've got the time to train beforehand, do, but if not, don't go into it thinking that it's going to be a walk up a mountain, because 4 days of trekking, getting up at 4 a.m, 5 a.m, 3 a.m. on the last day, definitely takes its toll. Don't let that put you off though, because I would do that again and again if I could.
Yeah, I wouldn't do day 2 again. Day 2 morning, I wouldn't do it again. This wasn't good. Tip number 10, final tip. Make sure you've got a good power bank with you. There are going to be opportunities for loads of photographs absolutely everywhere. Put your phone onto airplane mode, because you're not going to need it. There is literally no signal for days on end. Our guide did tell us at one point in time, you can switch your phone on and hold it in that direction over there, and you might just get a signal. Thankfully, I got the result of the Aston Villa versus Bayern Munich game right on top of the mountain, so I was really happy about that.
However, you can get signal on the top of Machu Picchu.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Because we actually managed to do a quick FaceTime whilst we were up there. So you can, but that's day 4. So
Yeah, and you're almost finished. So
Yeah.
you come back down. But make sure you've got a good power bank with you. Keep those devices charged, and it will just mean you can get some amazing pictures, amazing videos, as hopefully you've already seen.
So hopefully those tips will have been useful. There's loads of information out there on websites and platforms, etc. But we hope that you found our video useful, as we really feel it's been the warts and all of what the Inca Trail is really like. And if you do it, have fun. You won't regret it.
And don't forget, if you like the video, like it. If you like the channel, subscribe to it. There's still more content coming.